What's happening, everybody? Can you believe it? We made it to the weekend. And I am ready to talk about what has been happening in our nerdy world. In a world where nerds follow the news and gather in virtual basements. Because that's what we're fucking doing tonight. Well, I'm literally in one, but yeah, what we're doing. All kinds of fun shit has come out of this Fantastic Four screen, and my God, today was a hoot. If any of you are in the same general nerdy sphere of the Twidex that I'm in, then you saw it all. We are gonna motherfucking talk about it, bro. Oh my God, craziness! And I, I, I'm afraid I must talk about Andor. I know, but we gotta. But before we get to all that, fill your cup, light your smoke, because it's Saturday night here in the basement. And folks, it's time to get nerdy. What is happening, basement crew? How are we all doing tonight? What's going on, Spicy Dan? Delta Dan. Gonna miss most of the stream. Oh, well, that's okay because there's VOD, so you can watch it on the replay. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think everyone is going to enjoy the stream, whether you're here live or on the replay. And by the way, thank you for clicking on this here stream/video. Pretty please hit them buttons. Pretty please hit them buttons. Wow, that probably made weird noises. Sorry about that. But yeah, hit the button. There's a. It looks like this. It's like here-ish, somewhere in this neighborhood, depending on where you're watching or what you're watching on. But yeah, thumbs up, and then somewhere in this neighborhood is a subscribe and then a bell. Everyone, hit the thumbs up. If you're new, hit all three. Please and thank you. So what is going on, Chizat? How y'all doing? How'd the end of the week treat you? I am a tad bit weary. Had to do a lot of door dashing. Gonna have to do a lot of door dashing for like a year. at least. But that's okay. I shall hit a rhythm, and I shall be fine. Gotta get back into the rhythm. But outside of that, things are fairly hunky dory. Gonna dog sit next week because friends of Mrs. Chillins are going out of town, so I get to hang out with a puppy for what 3 days? Yeah, about 3 days. It's gonna be cool. She is so fucking cute. What is she? Pit lab mix, right? Yeah, she's a pit lab mix. What do you say? About 70 pounds? Yeah, she's a chunk and she's awesome. She's so cute. But that will not be affecting the streaming schedule. We still gonna be back here next week, Wednesday night and Saturday night. Yeah. Anyone do anything interesting? Go through anything interesting? See anything interesting? Touch anything interesting? Was it just same old last few days? Sometimes that's all you want. You don't want anything out of the fucking ordinary. Not even good out of the ordinary. Sometimes you just want to just let it float, let it proceed, let it move on. Gardening all day? So no. Well, I mean, all right, it may not have been fun or interesting, but you were accomplishing something. You were maintaining the foundation of your business. Because if you don't grow no peppers, you don't got no hot sauce. And Brooke, thank you for throwing the Discord link into the chat. Appreciate that. Brooke started Doom the Dark Ages yesterday. Finished the first level. Sick. Hoping to finish more of it later this week. That would be dope. Wish they could make a good show on Doom lore on HBO or something. Well, I'll tell you what. They're probably not going to make a show about Doom unless there happens to actually be a successful movie about Doom, and that hasn't happened yet. Griff was happening. The fuck are you doing, Malice? What the fuck? Is he all right? Okay. Hey, because something's wrong with the cat. I'll fuck y'all. Love y'all, but I love my cat. You like Brooke says, I like that the new F4 2025 has Lovecraftian vibes. That is music to my ears. Is that a thing? I don't remember reading anything like that, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Although, honestly, I'm lacking in my list of classics read, so I haven't read actually any H.P. Lovecraft. So, like, anytime people are like, "Oh, that's very Lovecraftian," I like nod and go, "Cool." Other than like a general idea of it's weird, I have no idea what the fuck it is. Like real talk. It'd be interesting though. And like I said, All I really know about Lovecraft is his shit's kind of weird, but like people love it, and if it's I like weird. I am weird. Lovecraftian vibes basically just cosmic horror vibes, fear of the unknown. Oh, actually, that is good for that movie. Like Cthulhu. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean the F4 is about family and like they can be happy and all that shit, but yeah, they done stumbled into some cosmic shit too outside of yeah, I've heard of Cthulhu. Yeah, okay, now I got you. Cthulhu's Lovecraft. All right. Well, I mean, Annihilus is kind of the Fantastic Four's Cthulhu, if you think about it. In the negative zone, beyond space and time. Yeah. Annihilus is wild, by the way. I'll tell you what, though. While I've been dashing, lately I've been on a Star Talk kick, so I've been watching a lot of Cosmic Queries on the YouTube. Like, I only understand, like, maybe 10% of that shit. 15 on a good day, but, like, even just trying to think about it, like, daunting, but like actually pretty fucking cool all at the same time. Well, see, here's the thing. They weren't going to get much of Reed's powers because that was an assembly cut, and we will talk about that. And as part of we gonna talk. Okay. That's stupid. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Nope. Oh yeah. I almost forgot about this one. Okay. King Yellow is an entity that corrupts people mentally. People try to read the story in its entirety and driven mad. Delta Dan. Try to finish reading it. That's wild. King in Yellow. That is pretty good. That's interesting. at the end. I'll think about it. I promise nothing, though. Much as I'd like to. Actually, you guys want to watch something cool real quick? This shit. Damn it, every time. Watch this. Boom! Night night. About to go on a 2-hour mission. Damn, what's up with your mission? What you doing? What are you stuck doing, Mr. Delta Dan? Excuse me. Oh, that's a fun one. Right? He got that button touched and went nighty nighty. After taking a hell of a body shot, you could tell that hurt, which is why his hand dropped and he got well. Two things happened. He dropped his hand because of that body shot, and then he never brought it back up before he tried to counter, dropping off the fam at Papa and Go-Go's. Aw, okay. So Papa and Go-Go live an hour away then. Well, Delta Dan, I'll tell you. I would say there's a reasonable chance that we'll still be going when you get home. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Where is the one I want? Oh, that bitch deleted it. Okay. Did I not? Dum 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 dum. Okay, there it is. Okay. That bitch done did delete it. That's okay. Where's the? Oh, never mind. But where's the actual tweet though? You motherfucker. Okay. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, 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 and more fun, fun, fun. All right, guys. Best leaf emoji you could find. That's amazing. It's also legal here as well. If you've been watching this channel for any even slightly decent length of time, you know it's legal here. You'll be lurking on the way home. Fam is going to Hawaii with her fam, but you got to work. You're missing out on a trip to Hawaii? Damn. Damn. Excuse me. It's that one Kevin Hart gift. Damn. That's that sucks, bro. That straight sucks. Oh my god. Yeah, but there is a bright side. When you're done with work, outside of, basic self and home maintenance, you are free to sit on the couch or recliner, your preference, in your drawers, with the remote in one hand and yourself in the other. There is a certain joy to the simple things. Oh yeah, and you get to engage in certain activity with the volume up for once too. You'll figure it out. I'm not trying to go super detaily, but even saying that should tell you. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. Yep, you got it. You got it. What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, that's right. One more thing to grab that I thought I already had, and okay. I finally have everything I need. All right, guys, you ready to get into some stuff? Ready to get into some stuff? Yeah, I keep. Did Justin say that's free, or is that part of the paid thing for this? I can't remember. I gotta remember to actually look that shit up. 'Cause if it's free, I will set it up. We will have basement coin if that shit is free. If I can access that shit for free, there will be basement coin, and I will let you degenerates gamble all you want. For two reasons. One, I know how fun it is. And two, real talk, it's engagement for me. All that gambling happening will tell YouTube that, shit, people like to talk in his chat. Maybe we should push this motherfucker. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It'll work out for everybody. Y'all will be able to have fun gambling, and I'll be like, engagement. Like, I'll be totally upfront about that shit. Totally upfront. You know what color you're gonna do? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. I haven't set it up yet, guys. I gotta find out if it's free first. I'll tell you what, though. I will. I plan on starting everyone off, like, if depending on what I can do with it. I'll put it this way. I'm gonna start y'all off with as fat a chunk of coin as I can manage. That also makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, I'm not gonna start you off cheap. I'm gonna give you enough. I'm gonna give you enough basement coin for you guys to have some fun with, and like truly engage in chat degeneracy. This is my solemn vow to you. Yep. He was like, nope. My cat Smudge. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about my cat. Because you know how much cats love those sudden loud noises. Precisely, Delta Dan. Precisely. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. All right. How excited are we about Superman? Let's start there. How excited are we about Superman? I'm actually, I don't know if the word's excited, but I have a high amount of anticipation for this movie. Believe it or not, as much as I express my concern about how much Gunn may have gunned on this movie, I still have a very high level of anticipation for it. It's the first Superman movie in what, like 11 years, 12 years, something like that. That's number one. Number two, your excitement's at an 8. All right. All right. Number two, we have seen since the that first still of the uniform with him in a chair, casually putting on his fucking moon boots while like disasters going on out the window. From that at least in my opinion, rocky start to this last trailer. It's the massive increase in quality is very, very apparent. The visuals in this movie look damn good. Um, I think it looks entertaining. I mean, obviously, there's a couple things I'm not the biggest fan of, like shit that I saw in the trailer. Not the rumors. I'm not even talking about those. Like, there's still. I know why they're leaning into crypto so hard. Gunn is going after that family money, big time. He wants to catch people coming off of Lilo and Stitch and give them another family high with crypto. Like, it's really, really smart. So honestly, I think probably Safran did that because that's like a good executive decision. And Gunn's executive abilities have not proven to be very or on a very high level. They're struggling to reach a low level. So that's probably Safran's doing, honestly, but still, it's a damn wise move. Is trying to capitalize on family dollars. Daniel says, I'm waiting to see F4 over Superman. The wifey would be upset if I asked to see 2 hero movies in our anniversary month. God, that's fair. Very, very fair. And yeah, if I could only see one, I am picking F4 as well. I plan on seeing them both. I am not trying to see Jurassic World. Not because I don't like dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I just ain't trying to go to the movie theater 3 times in a month. And if I'm going to excise one from July, it's going to be that one. But yeah, the first Superman movie in over a decade, I'm there. And Fantastic Four, finally, it looks like they may have actually gotten it at least mostly right. I'm there. Hosea's back. What's up? What's happening? Welcome back. I was just talking about your avatar there, actually. Delta Dan. I like he didn't type any coughing. That was all me, and also excuse me. Delta Dan says I like dinosaur DNA, and more importantly, ScarJo. Also fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to see the movie, but I'm not going to 3 movies in July, and I'm going to my superhero movies before a dinosaur movie. So, as much as I also enjoy dinosaurs a lot, and as much as I also enjoy ScarJo and Tactical Gear a lot, I'm not going to that one. If it's still got legs in August, maybe. But I ain't going to see Jurassic World 4 in July. Oh, yeah, and Mahershala Ali's in it, too, and I love that guy. He's such a good actor. He's magnificent in House of Cards. Holy. And in Luke Cage. He's just fucking awesome. That's all there is. The 60s aesthetic looks interesting, says Hosea. I'm not hyped, but I'll still see it. I mean, that's fair. I mean, you're obviously, or at least currently, much more of a DC guy, going by your avatar. And considering, how the last couple phases have went, a healthy amount of skepticism when it comes to Marvel is totally fucking fair. And he's a good rapper. That's true. I forgot about that, but yeah, he is good. Didn't we watch that? Did I risk copyright to watch that? I can't remember. I feel like I feel like I risked getting copy struck to watch that on stream once. Yeah. Yeah, that too. Good rapper. But yeah, skepticism about Marvel and the Fantastic Four, totally fair. Totally fair. I was a little shocked by what Daredevil turned out to be. Because when they said they were starting over and like, you know, Hamer, what's up, Rob? I think we're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time so far? I'm having a good time. Which movie do I think wins July, quote unquote? Probably Superman. For the longest, I thought it was going to be Fantastic Four, but despite Thunderbolts being a quality movie, it didn't do shit in the theater. That movie's going to flop. It's a financial flop. So Jurassic World will be a very strong contender. That is, I'm not saying it's not going to be a strong contender. It just has the misfortune of going first, which means it has zero chance of legs. Which means I'm not very sure if I will be seeing it in August, or at least it's not going to have strong legs. It's going to be limping, might even be crawling, because it's coming first, and then 2 weeks after it comes Superman. And regardless of like the fact that Marvel's at a low point, that still 2 weeks after that comes Fantastic fucking Four. Jurassic Park is going to get double slapped before the end of July. It's going to have to make all its money in 2 weeks. Like everyone that's like Jurassic World, all the rest of the Jurassic Worlds made $1 billion. All the rest of the Jurassic Worlds didn't have like 2 monster superhero franchises coming after it with before the end of the same month it premieres in. Like that did not happen for Jurassic World 1, 2, or 3. None of them had this level of competition, which means their ability to hit $1 billion does not count when it comes to this one's ability. The circumstances are totally fucking different. Jurassic Park will win globally. That I can buy. Dude. I mean, trust me, if I could go see all 3 in July, I would. Like, the nerd in me is like, July is going to be a fucking buffet. Yeah. And I too hope all 3 movies are awesome. Totally agree. Like, July is nerd fucking heaven. That's basically, it's nerd month in the movie theater, July. I mean, I don't know what comes out like the weeks between Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Like, because, those are every 2 weeks. So you got Jurassic World, whatever comes out the following week. Superman, whatever comes out the following week. Fantastic Four. The Superman and Fantastic Four do not do well. Is that the end of comic book movies, you think? No. But if Doomsday and Secret Wars also flop, then yeah, it's mostly over. Like the Marvel and DC movies and shit are never going away. They've never gone away. Like they've existed. The quality's been all over the fucking place, but comic book movies have been around for decades. Comic book shows for like 70, 80 years at this point. So like live action comic book shit is going nowhere. The only thing that changes is its level of popularity. Now, could comic book movies be could the wave be correcting itself? Could this be like an even longer slump than we anticipate and they're just going to be gone for a while? Because let's face it, I mean, it's not making the money, but as a genre, horror's been coming on strong lately. You're going to watch Dogma in the theater? Fucking A. Such a good movie. I don't think I not. I don't. It. I love that movie. I watched it more than once, but I haven't watched it quite enough to be able to start ripping quotes off. Oh, that fucking line of trying to meet chicks in an abortion clinic because they obviously like to fuck from Jay was so wrong, but oh my god, that shit was terrible. Oh, god damn it. Shit's funny as fuck. Anywho. Yeah, I brought up Superman for a reason. Mostly, I know you did last summer drops in July too. Well, I hope they. One of two things is true. Uh, I can't. I'm not sure what studio's distributing that one, but either A, they don't really care if it makes money, or B, they literally had nowhere else to put it because anything not those three movies better have been made on a cheap budget because even making a cheap budget back is going to be a little difficult. Dogma's having a special engagement since Smith got it back from Weinstein. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just not going to be able to go. Sony? Well, okay, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to add a third possibility because Sony, unfortunately, their involvement means I must add a third option, and they're just that fucking dumb. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Horror fans are all over. Like, yeah, they're super loyal. Now, see, the Naked Gun movie does look like it'll be funny, but that's not the kind of movie I would go to the theater to see anyway. That's like for movie fans. I'm not a movie. I like movies. I enjoy movies, but I'm not such of a movie fan that I'm going to go spend the kind of money you got to spend at a theater for the Naked Gun. Kevin Davis, what's up? Sony Pictures will bounce back at the box office with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh yeah, no, that's going to make money. Because I don't care how big a slump Marvel's in, Spider-Man is the most popular comic book character in the entire fucking world. And No Way Home made 2 point or whatever. What the fuck did it make? What? Okay, yeah, 1.921 billion, just under 2 billion without China. Let me repeat that. 1.92 million without China. China loves comic book movies. And Spider-Man's the most popular comic book character on the planet. And you're talking one of the biggest populations on the planet loving Spider-Man. That movie makes 2.3, 2.4 with China. 2.2 to 2.4 with China. What the fuck? Get out of there. So, yeah. Anyway, back to Superman. So, regardless of how we might feel about the film itself, the film's writer and director, and the co-president of DC Studios. China only accounts for 5% of the American box office, maybe on average. But like everything, it spikes. And Spider-Man would produce a spike. I'm pretty sure. You love Spider-Verse animated films, Hosea? You should. They're awesome. And just think, we'll get beyond the Spider-Verse in 2027. It was supposed to be out last year. Or was it this year? No, it was supposed to be out last year. Now it's coming out 2027. So just 2 more years. 2 more years, chat. That's it. Just 2 more years. Yeah. Anywho. So, as we all know, James Gunn likes to get on the interwebs and debunk things. We've seen it plenty of times before. And a fair chunk of those times, his debunking ends up itself getting debunked. And ladies and gentlemen, much to my amusement and no surprise at all, it happened again. Reports are saying that the budget for Superman is around $363 million. Damn. We'll get beyond the Spider-Verse before GTA 6? Maybe. Christians might get validated with the return of Christ before we get GTA 6. At this rate. Yeah, so $363 million. I don't want to deal with that last 3, but let's just go with $360 million. Do you know how much that would have to make just to break even with a budget of $360 million? $900 million. A budget of $360 million means you need to make $900 million to break even. Let me do that math again real quick. Yeah, 36 times 2 is 72. Half 36 is 18. 72 and 18 is 90. So yeah, $900 million. I want to tack in the last 3. 7.5. $908 million. Or 980. 908. I don't know. Anyway, yes, definitely smash like. Thank you, Delta. But yeah, it would have to make, if this is accurate, $900 million just to break even. But director James Gunn has refuted these claims, indicating the actual budget is not somewhere even close to that. I remember when he came out and said that. A report based on an Ohio motion picture tax credit application stated the budget was $363 million. It's worth noting that the break-even point for a movie like this, with a budget in the $300 to $360 million range, likely require a global box office gross of around $700 million to $1 billion. Yeah, $900 million. Behold the form. The introduction application. Wish I could blow that up. Where's the line? Here we are. Total production budget. You're probably having a hard time seeing it. $363,845,386. I can't really blow it up. Ooh, maybe I can magnify. Oh shit! I figured it out. Okay. Here we go. This is the application for the tax credit. Official one in Ohio because they filmed so much in Cleveland. Cleveland is Metropolis, by the way, in this movie, just so you know. Total production budget. Now this is the intro to the form. Like the official form, they had to file with Ohio to try and get money back out of them. All right? Now you can see it. $363,845,386. Now, most studios would not want to admit they are spending this much fucking money on a movie just because of the insane amount it would take to break even. That's number one. So that's number one. Number two, if they were falsely claiming this amount of money to get a tax credit based on this amount, they didn't spend this amount, so they could just get a bigger chunk off. You know what that's called? Fraud. That's fraud. That shit's illegal. That'll get you in all kinds of trouble. So guess what? James Gunn denials notwithstanding, and as it turns out, they are once again him spouting off at the mouth and being completely full of shit. That is one hell of a budget, bro. Holy shit. $900 million just to break even. $900 million just to fucking break even. Felt the damn. Oh, Kevin Davis. Domestic audience going to say Superman at the box office just like Wicked. I don't think Superman's going to need saving. See, that's the thing. I think Superman is probably going to end up making the most at the box office in July. I don't think Superman's going to need saving at all. Elder Dan, I loved all the Guardian movies. Let the man cook. I even liked the Christmas special, so did my whole family. My youngest go-to soundtrack was Guardians 1. It got us through a road trip. Oh, go-to. My youngest go-to soundtrack. Okay, my bad. It was Guardians 1. It got us through a road trip. Bruh. I love the Guardians. The Guardians are great. The Guardians are the type of characters where Gunn's sensibilities fit. Superman is not. We're talking two different types of characters here. The Guardians are supposed to fucking be goofy. Like, they've been written that way in comics since their inception. They obviously, like comics, they get serious fairly often, but they're a ragtag team thrown together by circumstance, led by Peter Quill, who is a goofy motherfucker and causes goofy shit to happen. It's baked into those characters. Goofy is not baked into Superman. Now, I haven't read All-Star Superman, but I understand All-Star Superman is a little more on the lighter side of the Superman we've gotten through the comics. And I've seen a lot of things that a lot of people have posted illustrating how much All-Star Superman is an obvious influence for this Superman movie, which of course makes sense because James would choose the lighter version, naturally, because that's where his sensibilities lie, which is fine. But when it comes to Superman, that motherfucker needs to limit himself a lot. That's all I'm saying. There's a time and a place for his goofy shit. Now, as for... hold on. Kevin says, public trades aren't going to be negative and change again because they're rooting for DC Studios to win. Well, of course they're rooting for DC Studios to win. The trades are basically the mouthpieces of the studios anyway. So, yeah, no, they weren't. Trades aren't going to go negative on James Gunn. That has to happen elsewhere. Felt the Dan Superman's different. I get that, but I'm not on Josh's gun hate as long as I'm saying, oh no, I don't hate Gunn. I just think he's fucking up a lot. And I'm not going to not call it out. Like, if he just shut the fuck up, got away from the internet, and ran his studio, I wouldn't really have much to say. Other than, again, being concerned he gunned all over Superman more than he should have. That's it. Other than that, if he wasn't all over the internet being a dumbass, then I wouldn't talk about it. Like, seriously, in these circumstances, just be like Feige. You don't see Feige all over the fucking social media trying to debunk shit and counteract shit and go after, like, literal trade journalists. Like, just knock that shit off and go concentrate on making movies and TV shows, and you'll be fine. But stop doing shit like what I just read. The budget isn't anywhere near that. Official document. $363 million. Bruh. Do you not understand that if you try and control the narrative and then, like, there's official documentation that runs completely against the narrative you're trying to establish, you're going to look fucking dumb. And he's done this shit repeatedly. So just get off social media and do your goddamn job. That's all you gotta do. That's all I care about. And only do your thing with the appropriate character. Creature Commandos, perfect for James Gunn. The Authority, if he ever gets that made, would be perfect for him. Peacemaker's perfect for him. There are characters where Gunn can gun in all his glory. And fans of his sensibilities will gun all over themselves. And it'll be wonderful. But he's got to do it with the right characters. That's all I'm saying. Just do that and get off fucking social media. And all will be well with the world. Except for with Josh. But that's just him. If James Gunn stops doing stupid shit, I won't have to shit on him for being stupid anymore. He's also trying to tag his name on stuff like he's Steven Spielberg. Yeah. Well, that just falls under the dumb. I'm chalk anything like that up. The social media shit like that. I throw under the general category of shitty executive decisions. Like, I'm not taking anything away from him as a creative. Like, I don't always like his style, but he is, in general, fairly well loved as a movie maker. Like, let's be real. That is the fucking case. Not by everybody. And not by Snyder Bros. Like, I like Zack Snyder. I'm not a Snyder bro. I'm not, like, in the Snyder cult. I recognize when he fucks up. Rebel Moon was garbage. Like, I gave him a chance for the director's cuts, and there was improvement over the Netflix cuts, like the original cuts, but not like a significant amount of improvement. Just enough to be visible, which was not enough of an improvement for me to go, yeah, these are, I still had to be like, yeah, these are crap. So I'm not a Snyder cultist. When he fucks up, I am perfectly willing to call it out. And he fucked up Rebel Moon. So, Josh Snyder, kinda. Like, I love Snyder's work as a director. But he made the mistake of also writing Rebel Moon. He can come up with a story. He should never, ever, 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 ever write a script again. Hosea, if this all turns to shit, we can point fingers, laugh, have enough content for years to come with posts and videos. His career will quite possibly over if this fails. What if he succeeds? Are you talking about Gunn? Oh, yeah. No, Gunn's career won't be over if this fails. Well, the part of his career that involves being an executive, yeah, gone. If Superman bombs, I don't care what the hell happens with the rest of the DCU. Like, he'll never be trusted as an executive again. Like, even if he manages to keep his job at DC for a minute, the second he's done as an executive there, he is done as an executive. But yeah, if he succeeds, he's going to be running DC for a very long time. But if he succeeds, I won't care. If he does stupid shit on the internet, I'll still shit on him for it. But as long as he give me good movies, that's cool. Gosh, Warhammer is the new Rebel Moon. Yeah, except Warhammer actually has an established like history and fan base, and while Snyder himself did, like Rebel Moon was a brand new franchise. Warhammer been around for a minute. It is kind of a different situation. So yeah, like don't mistake me ragging on James Gunn for being a dipshit for like just hating him and everything he does. I don't hate him. I don't hate everything he does. There's some stuff that I definitely do not like. Like I will admit that, but I like the Guardians movies. The Suicide Squad is a dumpster fire. I haven't watched Peacemaker because I got enough of Peacemaker in that dumpster fire movie. So I'm good on that. But I love the Guardians. And I enjoyed Creature Commandos. So like, but yeah, in general, I don't shit on Gunn just to shit on him. I shit on him when he does stupid things. Other Dan, you don't think Warhammer isn't going to get screwed by Hollywood? I mean, everything gets screwed by Hollywood to a certain extent, but I think the Hollywood damage will actually be minimal with this one. Mostly because who runs them? Is it Games Workshop or Wizards of the Coast? You thought Peacemaker was all right? See, I never watched it. I was good on that character after the Suicide Squad. But yeah, neither of the people that are working the deal with Hollywood, or entities, I guess I should say, because there's the company and then there's Cavill. They Games Workshop, okay. So yeah, between Games Workshop and Cavill, there is inevitable damage going to be done by Hollywood, but in this case, it's going to be kept to an absolute minimum. Just because of who's dealing with it. Games Workshop does not fuck around. They're not free of having made bad decisions, don't get me wrong, but they are highly protective of their shit at the same time. So all right. Quick little tidbit. Delta Dan says, I love the Witcher books and they totally messed it up. I heard that. I haven't read the books, I haven't played the game, but I've heard that a lot. I know Cavill didn't have control, but the books were written. No, Cavill didn't have control, but he made himself a massive pain in the ass. like, by many, many reports, he made himself a massive pain in the ass because of how much they were diverting from the established lore. That's one of the reasons I know he ain't good. Like, he's going to be a pain in the ass again when it comes to Warhammer. Except this time, he's actually going to have power. Like, he's going to be an EP. He's going to have juice when it comes to Warhammer. Any Hollywoodism that happens to that franchise is going to be kept to an absolute minimum, yo. Hosea, I hope his Highlander project with Chaz Stahelski is still coming. It is. I've never seen Highlander, so I really want to check out what it's all about. You've never seen Highlander? Watch the original Highlander with Christopher Lambert. Oh, damn it. I had it and I lost it. The dude who plays the Kurgan. Clancy Brown and Sean Connery. It's 80s. Therefore, there's a fair amount of cheesy shit in it, but it is also epic. And the soundtrack is fucking amazing. So, watch the original Highlander. I love the original Highlander. The only Highlander project I don't like is Highlander 2 because they totally fucked the lore. And then they made Highlander 3 and got back on track. But Highlander 2 is just ridiculous. I've watched it once and I'm never fucking watching it again. Maybe I watched it. I can't remember. But I'm never watching it again. It is an abomination when it comes to Highlander. Highlander 2 is the Love and Thunder of the Highlander franchise. It's the Quantumania of the Highlander franchise. I'll just put it that way. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. All right. I'll be right. All right, dude. Good luck. Good luck. Remember, make sure the offer is good. Like, come on, babe. You're going to be in Hawaii for a week. Rock on, bro. Holy shit. Alrighty then. Okay. I'm going to go get a pop. I'll be right back. Here, I'll turn up the music real quick. Get it. You better. You better take care of her, Delta Dan. Right, I believe in you. You're probably gone tonight. You probably won't hear this, but I believe in you. That's funny as shit. All right. We move on to Star Wars now, chat. I know. But it happened, and we got to talk about it. But we're just going to start with just a little tidbit, little interesting thing, just so I can make a couple quick comments. Then we'll move on. But according to Comic Book, you leave the stream going though? Aw, thank you, man. I love them watch minutes, bro. Rock on. Anyway, Mark Hamill says he is not interested in returning to the Star Wars franchise as Luke Skywalker. Again, just a couple quick thoughts. One, I don't blame him. He's getting up there. Franchise really isn't in a good spot. Why waste his fucking time? He's got other shit he could do. He could find another project to work on, or he could chill at home with the family and the pet. You know, he's got options. He does not need Star Wars anymore. But I also think that number 2, someone should ask him this question again when KK is no longer president. The Last Jedi was the worst cinema experience I have ever had, says Hosea. My blood still boils when someone mentions that movie. Yeah, that was... See, here's the thing, and this is unfortunately how I tend to work. Like, I walked out of that movie, it's like, okay, that was a pretty decent movie. But I could not put into words, but I knew something was, like, wrong. I just didn't know what the fuck it was. Like, I walked out of all of those movies. Well, I take that back. I felt really good coming out of The Force Awakens because they beat me in the face with nostalgia, and I loved every minute of it like I was a submissive. So, like, but I still had, like, walked out of there like, damn, that was fucking sweet. But there's, like, you know, just that little nagging feeling in the background that, you know, just a little something was off, but I couldn't place it. And it was like that with all 3 movies. Right? Travis, what's going on? They need to never bring up Rey again. Like, and not because I have anything against the actress. I can't remember her fucking name right now. Daisy, whatever the fuck it is. Daisy Ridley. I have nothing against Daisy Ridley. Matter of fact, if y'all saw that magazine cover picture going around, there might be one thing I'd like to have against Daisy Ridley. But that's beside the point. Like, I have nothing against Daisy Ridley as an actress. She was doing the lines and hitting the marks and doing the best she could with what she was given. Daisy Ridley was not the problem. The character they wrote her to play is the fucking problem. Yeah, like I said, I knew something was wrong after walking out of all 3. But I didn't know what it was. And then, I don't even remember why or how, I started watching Star Wars YouTube. Started with Stupendous Way. Found Theory. Watched Theory. Watched Nerd Theory. Found Josh. And then... Wife ain't back yet. I was literally just talking about that, Delta Dan. Literally just brought that up. Yeah, saw it, liked it. Um, but yeah, it wasn't until I started getting like into nerd YouTube that, and listening to other people talk about it and what exactly was going on with them, that was when it like crystallized for me. I'm like, that's what it was. Rey shouldn't have been that powerful. Luke never should have done that shit. What the fuck was even somehow Palpatine returned? Like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Palpatine. I love Ian McDiarmid. Him being there was both dope and also ridiculous at the same time. And while I was in the theater, I ignored the ridiculous. Where can I find said booty? Oh, I saw it on Twitter. It was a magazine cover. I can't remember which magazine it was. Vanity Fair? I don't remember. But yeah. Just Google Daisy Ridley magazine cover. I'm sure you'll find it. Pretty sure it was a magazine. Yeah, it was a side by side. It was, one of them was an outtake, and one was like what the actual cover ended up being, and like the coloration was totally different. And personally, I thought the outtake turned out better. That would probably work also. Delta Dan, just Ray Booty would probably do it. Now, if you Google that, you get almost no Daisy Ridley. A lot of AI shit. That ain't gonna work. Yeah, that didn't work really well. Shit. So yeah. Wait, never mind. Yeah, exactly. Found it. You belong here for sure, Hosea. You got that fast. You belong in the basement. Women's Health. Okay. I knew it was a magazine cover, though. Did you find the one with the side-by-side I was talking about? Because there's a side-by-side with an outtake, and what the cover ended up being, and the outtake was way better. In my opinion. Yeah. So that was just a little Star Wars tidbit. Mark Hamill don't want to come back. I say ask him again after KK gone. We'll see if that answer changes. Of course, if it takes too long, he'll be like super old, and the answer will still be no. But if she leaves within the next couple of years, I say ask his ass again and then see if he might be more amenable to the situation. That's all I'm saying. After a regime change, ask him again. If the answer's still the same, totally respect it. But I have a feeling. Total speculation. Gut instinct. I have a feeling that if asked that question again post a regime change, I think there's a reasonable chance the answer turns into yes. Dude, AI is crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's going to have to be legislation, like federal legislation. I mean, AI is a business, and like, there's a lot. I'm not getting super political, but like, I'm not going to start ranting and raving about shit, but just in general. One of the government's like most plainly laid out one of the government's most plainly laid out constitutional duties is to regulate business. And AI is going to need some serious motherfucking regulation. Not to control. I don't want to put this. Not to limit its progress, but to limit its application. Like, what up, Prez? Super busy right now, he says, but just wanted to say hi, and I'll be catching up on the replay. Awesome, man. Good to see you, though. But yeah, like, no public personage should have to put up with AI deep fakes of them doing nasty shit, being out and about all over the place. Like, that shit should be illegal. Like, AI needs to be limited in that, like, in its use. You know? Like, the legalities of image rights and likeness rights and all that shit, that's a whole nother ball of wax, right? Obviously, there's going to need to be codified laws for that shit, too. But, like, some report says AI could potentially add up to $200 trillion to global GDP or something. I mean, yeah. But, yeah, what's that fucking Google Gemini or Veo, whichever one it is. Gemini's the image one, Veo's the video one. Have you guys seen that Google Veo shit? That shit's crazy. Like, it's fucking nuts. Like, there's I think it's Discussing Nature or something. Someone I follow on there, like, put up a video of what was supposed to be a woman trying to bring her emotional support kangaroo on a plane. Like, that shit was AI, and it, like, as ridiculous as the concept of an emotional support kangaroo is, which should have been a giveaway, that was AI. But it looked so fucking insanely real. Like, people bought it. Like, they probably thought, an emotional support kangaroo, what the fuck? But they still bought the video. Not literally, but, you know, bought it as real. That's how good, I think that was done on Google Gemini. Or at least, yeah. But, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's an AI picture, supposedly of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom holding a baby, and I can't remember who was next to him. I mean, if you look at that for like more than 2.2 seconds, you can tell it's fucking AI. People went nuts with it on Twitter, though. It's like, fucking dumb. Or at least, if you're not dumb, you lack out. Like, I'm not the best with observation. Mrs. Chillin will tell you that. I'm not emphatic nodding of head going over here. What up, Jay? A plump Ray booty ain't saving mid-wars. No, it is not. But it's fun regardless. But yeah, like, there definitely needs to be some fucking federal legislation curbing excessive and unnecessary use. You know, right now using deep fakes of famous people doing nasty stuff is just the example I'm using now. Plenty of others. Delta Dan, yeah, it's messed up with the James Earl Jones AI for Darth Vader. You probably thought they would use his voice for movies. Sad shit. I mean, maybe he didn't think it all the way through. Maybe he did, but he did the deal. So Disney can do what they want. Now, Fortnite's probably not allowed to. That's why they might be in some shit. But or did he sell his voice rights to more than just Disney, or was it just Disney? And then Disney now, of course, now that Disney owns them, they can license them out to whomever they want, anytime they want. That is true. We're supposedly in an AI arms race. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. How they regulate public use of AI? Let's be real. Public AI and not public AI are at two very different levels of progress. There is no way what we can use right now is any near equal to what is being used behind closed doors by any form of government agency, NSA, CIA, military, what have you. The AI they're using is way fucking better than what we get. That's been the way of things for any weapon or technology or whatever. Like the government generally gets it first, whether it's developed by the military, whether it's developed by NASA. And by the way, cutting funding to NASA fucks with a lot of progress. A lot of the shit they needed got turned into shit we use every day. Hey, fellas, look, we got a Diamond Lounge. Kinda, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. But where the fuck was I? Right. So, trying to not regulate the public use of AI so much because we're in an AI arms race is ridiculous on its face. Because we don't get to use the fully armed version. Like, what's being used behind closed doors is a Death Star, and we have at best a Star Destroyer. Not a Super Star Destroyer like what Vader rolled around in an Empire, but a regular ass one. Right? Actually, they have Starkiller Base. The government has Starkiller Base compared to our Star Destroyer when it comes to levels of AI. So, needing to regulate our version of AI, or needing to regulate our version of AI less because we're in an AI arms race, which I am 100% sure we are. Like, I have zero doubt about that. But the fact that our version of AI has anything to do with it is goddamn ridiculous. The AI arms race is going to be won behind closed doors like all these arms races. Yeah, that was a Reagan concept, Brooke. Ronald Reagan champion that was trying to champion that shit. Well, we were trying to beat Russia to it. Like, think about it. For what? From the end of World War II till the late 80s, it was all about trying to beat Russia at stuff. When it comes to outer space kind of stuff, Russia was whooping our ass until we were the first to the moon. Like, I was just reminded of this. I've told you all I've been like going ham on Star Talk while I've been door dashing. Well, this subject came up today, and I had forgotten this, but this is historical fact. Before we landed on the moon, Russia was whooping up on that ass. They're the ones that came up with the rocket equation, which tells you how much fuel you needed for your payload. Russian came up with that one. Yeah, that is one conspiracy theory I do not buy into. We went to the fucking moon. Now, JFK, that's another fun story. Yeah, but we went to the moon. And I'm not going any farther than that. I'm not going down that goddamn rabbit hole. When I disappear, you know why. Yeah. Because it'll be something like this. Oh, wow, wow. You're gonna do the wild thing. Yeah, I fucking went right there. But yeah, Soviets came up with the rocket equation. Soviets put the first satellite in space. But Soviets put the first non-human animal in space. A dog named what was it? Laika, something like that. They put a dog in space. Then they put the first human into space, Yuri Gagarin. All right. We didn't win shit in the space race till we got to the moon first. Prost. So let's be real. Until 1969, we were losing that shit. But then we won that race, and the space part of it kind of cooled down, except for when they started dicking around with satellites as missile defense technology. Which, again, the only reason we were doing it is because Russia was trying to do it, and we took over when it came to the moon, so you had to stay ahead. And then, we got glass-nosed and the wall came down and all that shit. And then we got pooped. Dan. The thing with Buzz and Armstrong, that was fake. But we did use alien tech to go to the moon. Fact. We have bases there. Want to hear what's funny? Like moon bases on the moon and or Mars came up. And there are so many reasons why it would be ridiculous. Again, I got this from Star Talk. So but yeah, at the beginning of the space / arms race. Oh, we were winning the arms race because we were the first ones to come up with the nuclear. Arms race, we were winning. Space race, we were losing until 1969. Now, the AI race, I have absolutely no idea where we're at. No clue. It's a lot easier to keep AI behind closed doors than it is fucking rockets and missiles. All that shit can be done in a big ass server room. So, the AI arms race, the most we're going to know about it is that it kind of has to exist. Just because of the way fucking things work. Floating city on Venus would be dope, like that on Bespin from Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. There's only two main problems with having a floating city on Venus. The atmosphere is like very sulfuric, unbreathable, and it's like 400 and some odd degrees on Venus. So you would need Bruto chilling. Yeah, I have no problem singing that to the Chia Pet tune because that's what it was set up for. Have you seen For All Mankind dope-ass alternative reality space show? I have not. What platform is that on? Because that actually sounds pretty dope. Not much, man. We're kind of we're in the middle of our usual Saturday night nerd stream, but we're kind of going Diamond Lounge on it because we're talking space race, arms race, and AI race. At this point in the stream. So yeah, there's most definitely a global AI race happening. But again, unlike the space race and the arms race, it's a lot easier to keep hidden, like what exactly is happening, because it's all basically happening on server farms and computers behind closed doors. Cannot believe my quote translated on that. Good catch. Oh, well, I'm old. I grew up with Chia Pets. It's on Apple. Oh, yeah. I will have to explore alternatives. Global AI tech race. Yep. I mean, tech race has just been what it is. But a lot of tech that we use as civilians came from the arms and space races. Like, we have these dope little hand computers that also do phone calls because of the space race. Because of components that needed to be created to do what we needed to do in space. And then they found civilian applications for them. Exactly. A lot of the dope civilian tech came from military or science applications. Government always gets it first, guys. Den of Dan's. Yeah, government always gets it first. And then it trickles down to us. Never forget that. Yeah, the AI race is taking place behind closed doors. We are not going to know how well we're doing or how shitty we may be doing. Like us civilians, we're not going to know. Even early internet was juvenile. You know what, Brutal? I was around for early internet, and it was fairly juvenile, but I got to tell you, modern internet is even more juvenile. And that might just because it's even more accessible than the early internet was. Because let's face it, the bigger the crowd, the bigger the chance of stupid. Like, that's just math and facts. The bigger the crowd, the bigger the chance of stupid. Because let's face it, smart is much more rare than stupid. Like, that's just the fucking way it is, yo. That is just the fucking way it is. Good luck, man. Make her call you chillin'. The dial-up sounds is permanently burned into my mind. Oh, yes. 100%. This is chillin' is trying to sleep, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that particular imitation. That is 100% true, Brooke. That toxicity can fuck you up. But the fucking up part doesn't happen until after the fired up part happens. And I will freely admit, I can get pretty fired up over some shit I see on Twitter. Good luck. Wait, luck for what? Scroll up. Okay. Let me TLDR it. Delta Dan's family is about to go on a Hawaiian vacation, which he cannot go on because of work. So he is trying to say a quality goodbye to him. I'll put it that way. That's his goal. His goal is to give his wife a quality goodbye before he drops his family off with other members of the family to then go to Hawaii. And then he gets to turn around or something. So he's trying to set himself up for the week is what I'm saying. Not that that's going to happen, but also exactly. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I like Limp Bizkit. Fuck y'all. Limp Bizkit is the Nickelback of nu metal. Like, they really are. Limp Bizkit is the Nickelback of nu metal. So many people profess to hate them. Like, there's a lot of people that, like, are, not ashamed to be like, fuck yeah, Limp Bizkit, woo! And then there's a lot of people like, fuck Limp Bizkit, they're lame as shit. But when they come to town, those shows are packed the fuck out. So, yeah, Limp Bizkit is the nu metal Nickelback. And guess what? I like them both. I haven't seen Limp Bizkit. I have seen Nickelback. And the concert venue, the outdoor concert venue closest to me, is pretty decent size. It's Pine Knob Music Theater behind Pine Knob Ski Hill. Big old amphitheater. Pretty dope. And the Nickelback show I went to is probably top 3 crowds I've ever seen there. I've been there a few motherfucking times for some big fucking shows. I remember when they played a free show at the Tower Records near me before they hit the radio. Counterfeit was oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I like Limp Bizkit. And I like Nickelback. That's right. Yeah, I said it. Oh, motherfucker. I hit my fucking elbow on that. Okay, it wasn't quite my elbow. For the arm bones. But it was right above the elbow. Oh, okay, maybe above is the wrong word. It was between my elbow and my wrist, but next to the elbow. And ow. Oh, that fucking hurt. Anyway, yeah, I fucking said it. I like Limp Bizkit and I like Nickelback. What? All right, guys. Let us quickly. Fine. Gosh, man. Gosh, guys. All right, let's get this shit out of the way. Y'all know. I'm fairly mixed when it comes to Andor. As a science fiction television show, for the most part, it's enjoyable. It is 100% a very well crafted, well written, well acted, just a very well done sci-fi show on the technical side. Overall, it does have its weak points. 100%, it has its weak points. First 3 episodes of season 2, my God, I could only watch 1 episode a night. Then I watched episodes 4 and 5 together, and then I blew through the last 4 in one night. So that tells you it got, at least pace-wise, it got a fuck ton better starting episode 4. Anywho, lurker mode activated. Running to the store. Ears only. All right, man, be careful on your way to and from the store. I know most people be like, I'm just going to the store, but guess what? Statistically, most accidents happen within 2 miles of your home, so fucking be careful. Anyway. Yeah, so just in terms of being a TV show, Andor's actually a pretty good show. It does have its very slow moments. Its pacing can be very measured, I guess is one way to put it. But yeah, like on a technical level, it is overall a very well-made show. It's sci-fi show. Under no circumstances does it deserve the Star Wars sticker it has on it. That's where I stand with Andor. My only problem with Andor is the Star Wars sticker on it. That has no business being. Like, put that in any other sci-fi universe. Rock on. Star Wars show, no thank you. However, and as we all know, Andor Season 1, even though it has made progress since it premiered, is still like the 3rd lowest viewed overall Star Wars live action show. Only outperforming The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. But, ladies and gentlemen, Andor has done something, frankly, surprising, at least to me. Andor fucking charted. And it didn't just chart. It is number 6 on the overall streaming chart. On the original chart, it's fucking number 3. On the original chart, only behind the 4 Seasons and You. Above Handmaid's Tale, Ransom Canyon, never heard of it. Black Mirror, Battle Camp, The You Turn Out, Good American Family, and Mobland. I've heard nothing but good things about Mobland. Mobland's down number 10. Andor's number 3 on the original chart. And it's number 6 on the overall chart. More people have watched Andor than SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay? You know, props, man. I did not expect it. I never really said too much of my expectations on Andor's performance on stream. Like, I'm pretty sure I've never really talked about like specifics in how I expected it to perform. I will tell you, I did not expect number 6 on the original or number 6 on the overall and number 3 on the original. If anything, I thought it might chart on the original and not at all on overall. Wrong. I was wrong. That's all there is to it. I was motherfucking wrong. Motherfuckers 6 on the overall and 3 on the original. That is, no matter, you can't deny that's good goddamn number. It's really fucking good numbers. Andor deserves shine for this performance. It does. As a TV show. It has earned its shine. It's probably going to get Emmy nominations. It might even win some Emmys. Season 1 won a couple, I think. I don't remember what for, but I'm pretty sure it won a couple. I know it got nominated. There's going to be more nominations coming, I'm sure. Maybe even a win or 2. You never know. So, whether you like the show or not, no matter what opinion you have of the show, It's actually fucking performing. It's actually fucking performing. Now, that being said, one thing we got to remember about Nielsen numbers is that Nielsen numbers encompass everything a show's put out. Like, for example, SpongeBob SquarePants, number 8 on the overall chart. 673 minutes viewed. 314 episodes. Now, that's crazy. It's been out that long, and it's still getting this many views, being that old of a show. But 314 episodes. Nielsen includes every existing episode. So, while these are very impressive numbers for Andor, they include, this particular chart, when it came out, included 18 episodes. That's the whole first season and halfway through the second. Do we understand? Like, this is significant. And I'll tell you why. Because that's just the indication of Andor's overall performance. That's all the season 1 minutes plus the first half of season 2. And I imagine, I don't know how much of a percentage, but there's a percentage of those minutes that are recent rewatches of season 1. Extraterritorial. I have no fucking clue what extraterritorial is, Greg. I've never heard of it. No idea. I've heard of every other show on there, but I have no idea what the fuck extraterritorial is. I don't know what platform it's on. I don't know what it's fucking about. Nothing. So, where was I? Yes. These numbers are for all 18 episodes that were out at the time. And while impressive, my question is, and as I recall, Josh never brought this up when he was talking about Andor, and frankly, I was shocked because I thought of it when I was watching the replay when he was talking about it. And while this is, again, freely admit, credit where it's due, as an overall performance, this is really good. But it's all 18 episodes. So here is the question. And in my mind, this is a fairly important question. This is nice and all. But how is season 2 on its own performing? I could not find that. I was having trouble finding the amount of minutes that could be ascribed to Andor running up to, but not including the premiere of season 2. Like, I would like to know the numbers. Like, on Nielsen, it's 821 millions watched. 821 millions. Jesus fuck. 821 million minutes watched for all 18 episodes up to that point. Excuse me. I want to know the minutes watched just for episodes 1 through 6 of season 2. And where that would rank. Obviously, you'd have to do the same thing to everything on this Nielsen chart to make it all even and whatever. But I would like to know where the first 6 episodes of season 2 are at relative to where the first 6 episodes of season 1 land. That's the real question. The real question is not how is it doing overall, but how is season 2 itself doing? And how is it doing compared to the same amount of time during season 1? Those are the real questions. That's what's really going to tell you. Let me rephrase that. That's what's going to tell you how it's really performing. I could not find that data. I'm not happy about it, but I could not find it. But those are the things that I'm curious about. While giving the props that are due for this accomplishment, I'm pointing at my other monitor. Like, this is an accomplishment. 6 on the overall, 3 on the original. That ain't easy to do. There's plenty of fucking shows out there that do not achieve that with a fuck ton more episodes than 18. Okay? Let's be real. Charting like that is a fucking good accomplishment. However, it is just as, if not so, more important to know how it is doing on its own and how it's doing relative to the same point in time as where season 1 was. Still don't think that came out the way I wanted it, but I think you understand what I'm saying, right? So, gotta give Andor a shine for these numbers. But I think, again, if I could have found the data, I could say this definitively, but I am 100% firmly of the opinion that like a much more thorough breakdown of the numbers will tell a much more nuanced story than what we're getting from Nielsen. What do you guys think? Like, do you have any, again, I couldn't find the data, I'm upset about it. But if you had to guess, how do you think the first 6 shows of season 2 are performing compared to the first 6 shows of season 1? Episodes. Just in general. If you guys had to guess, what do you think? 30% of you voting no on the poll. Fucking trolls. My guess? I think it's probably doing slightly better. If I had to guess, it probably got a bump after episodes 4 through 6 because my God, they could have done a 10 episode season and just taken the first 3 and squished them all together. Like, sweet Jesus, those were ridiculous. Although overall, I think everyone who's watched season 2 of Andor can agree, and that includes myself. The second half of the season, much better than the first half. And again, that's mostly due to those first 3 episodes that could have easily been. Like, my God. But, and from what I've seen on the interweb, that's pretty much the given sentiment is from anyone who's watched Andor. The second half of the season is much better than the first half. It was definitely much better received than the first half. So I'm interested to see what the numbers are going to be for the what kind of effect the last 6 episodes are going to have on them. Yeah. So, there's the Andor of it all. Excuse me. Excuse me again. All right. Okay, just 1 second here. Huh. Oh no, I want to. La 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 la. Okay. All right, guys. Chat. It is time to get to the reason we're all here, because we really don't care that much about Andor. It's just kind of the number, at least for me, numbers are always interesting. And where they go and what they can tell us. That shit I find interesting. All right. But now it's time to talk about Fantastic. Couple things. First thing we're going to talk about, and I must at this point issue spoiler alert. At least potential spoiler alert. Don't know if this is 100% true, but this is what's out there. So, if it's true, huge fucking spoiler. If it's not true, there's no telling. So, potential huge fucking spoiler. Alert. Alert, alert. Alert. Alert, 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 alert. Okay? Well, if you don't want to know what happened in the post-credit scene that was shown at the screening of Fantastic Four earlier this week, take a break. Step away from the screen. Scroll Facebook or something for the next few minutes. I'm about to spoil some shit. Okay? Give you a little bit. Dip the fuck out. And then we're doing this shit. Okay. So, earlier this week, I can't remember exactly what day. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday. Marvel had a screening for the Fantastic Four. Some news came out of the screening, which we're going to discuss after this. But also a description of said post-credit scene came out. And I like it. So according to fucking whoever the hell this is, I don't care who. I should care. Okay, so actually I know this guy. He's in my little Twitter sphere. But I can't remember where he got it. But anywho, so the post-credit scene is Sue reading to Little Franklin. I put Little in there. She gets up, and then when she comes back, she sees Doom holding his mask, and I'm assuming that's supposed to say sitting next to Franklin. We don't see his face, only his outfit and mask that are very comic accurate. Also, no Chris Evans. And we're going to deal with the last sentence first. Also, no Chris Evans. The reason that's brought up is because there is a rumored post-credit scene involving the Fox Fantastic Four. I'm talking about Ian Griffith, Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, and Michael Chiklis. Allegedly, they're in a post-credit. But the one shown at Fantastic Four, allegedly, was this one. So, that's why no Chris Evans was brought up. Now, does this mean we are not getting Chris Evans in a post-credit scene for Fantastic Four? No, that does not mean that. We still could get Chris Evans in a post-credit scene for Fantastic Four. Except, it probably will be the mid-credit scene. If you want to be technical / pedantic about it, they could have a mid-credit scene involving the rumored one with the Fox Fantastic Four, including Chris Evans. And this Doom one could be the actual post-credit scene. Like, after all the shit and the, all the simple, all the logos and crap of everyone involved. This Doom one would probably be that one. And the rumored Chris Evans ones, if it is actually fact, the Fox Fantastic Four one would be the mid-credit scene. Now, let's go back. So that's why that said also no Chris Evans. That was in reference to that other rumored post-credit scene, which still could be a mid-credit scene. This is not proof that that doesn't. That's all I'm saying as far as that. Now, I like this. Sue reading to Franklin. Now, this does not mean Franklin's still a baby. Matter of fact, you don't often read to babies. You know who you read to? Toddlers. I mean, you can read to babies. It's not a bad thing, But it is much more often, much more regular, much more the norm, I guess, that you read to 2 and 3-year-olds. Right? So Franklin, this tells me at least that at the point in time of this post-credit scene, now he could already be this age by the end of the movie. You never know. But this tells me Franklin's a toddler, somewhere around 2 to 3 years old, possibly up to 4. You can read to kids up into kindergarten. Yeah, he's probably 2 to 4 years old. I would say probably 3 or 4. So she's reading Franklin, gets up for whatever reason, maybe get another book. Probably that. I doubt they would be like, Mommy's got to go pee. She'll be right back. They'll probably be Franklin wants another book read to him. So she's going to get up, go get a book, something along those lines, something more, in a mother thing, doing mommy shit. And then she comes back. And then there's Doom sitting next to Franklin. He's facing away from Sue. But in his Doom gear, holding his mask. I don't know which hand he'd be holding it in. Probably depends on which side of Franklin's on. Like, for example, we'll say Doom is right-handed. And even if Franklin's on his right, that means he could have his arm around him and holding his mask out and have his back to Sue. And I love it. Outfit masks that are very comic accurate. I love that shit. I love it. So, but one big question is, what the fuck are Doom's intentions here. Like, he's not holding Franklin. He's not carrying Franklin off. He's just chilling next to him with his mask on for whatever reason. That's another thing. Why the fuck would he even bother to take his mask off around him? It's not like Franklin is going to react to his Tony Stark face. Sue wouldn't react to his Tony Stark face. Like, not in the way the 616 heroes are going to react to his Tony Stark face. Right? So, why he's maskless in that scene, I don't really know. I can't think of a reason why he would be maskless, but again, whatever. Like, I know a mainstay of Doom's character is the mask in the comic, but they hired RDJ. They're going to need Stark space. I don't know why they would need it in this scene in particular. Dramatic effect is all. Or, we'll know when we, like, if there's much more, if there's more to this than what we're being told, obviously, we could get more context. But yeah, it's very difficult to tell Doom's intentions from him just chilling there with his mask. But it's still pretty fucking cool. Now, I'm hoping for a bit more. Like, I'm hoping for, like, if we don't get to see him facing us, mask on or off, I don't care. If we don't get to see him facing us, I hope we get him somewhere. I want to know what Robert Downey Jr. is going to do with his voice, if anything. Like, I want to know if he's going to do something, and if he does do something, I want to know what the fuck he does. So I'm hoping for dialogue from Doom. Not mentioned in this leak, obviously, but I'm hoping for it. Like, I don't need, like, a full-blown explanation of what the fuck he's doing there. But a few salient hints at what coming would be. So I'm hoping we get a little dialogue. Don't need a ton. Don't need a full fucking expositional monologue. But I would love a little bit of dialogue. Even if Fantastic Four First Steps have mixed reactions, this film have to make money at the box office. I mean, it would be significantly helpful to the Marvel cause if this bitch made some money. I don't know how it's going to do. Like, if it... To establish financial goalposts. I don't know what the production budget is, so I don't know what it would take to be a technical financial success. I mean, obviously, if it makes like $450 or less, it's going to be a failure, financially and just overall. I think in order to be even beginning I think to be even thought of for the conversation of it being a success, it needs to make $600 million. $650. I don't really think you can seriously call it a success unless it makes $700 million. I would call it a doubtless success if it hits 8 or more. Now, as for what I think it's going to hit, Probably 5 to 6 weeks. I hate to say it, but Thunderbolts really, well, like pretty much everything Marvel this year, except for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, has been had mixed reactions at best. Like a lot out of the people that watch Daredevil, it's pretty split. Like there's a fair chunk that love it. There's a fair chunk that are like, this is bullshit. And then there's people in the middle that are like, is I. But you have to call it divisive. Brave New World flopped in the theater. Thunderbolts isn't even going to make as much as Brave New World. And it is a way better movie. So, like, for the longest, I was like, this movie's going to make like 800 or more million. Going into now, Marvel's performance this year, I'm like, I would probably be grinning if it hit 750. Like, real talk. Yeah, I'm thinking 5 to 650. And I don't really think you can call that a success. We'll see, though. But that is that there's your post-credit scene. And I'm just glad we're getting Doom, because like for a minute there was talk of not having Doom like anywhere in Fantastic Four, whether it be the main part of the movie or in a mid and or post-credit scene. Like there was talk starting to flow around that we weren't going to get him at all. And that would have been dumb as fuck, so glad to hear that. I am glad to hear. I mean, they had to. Like, they literally had to. I was so shocked and puzzled when those reports started coming out. Nope, there's not going to be any Doom in there whatsoever. Main part or afterwards. And what? This is the last movie before, well, it was the last movie before Doomsday. Now it's going to be Spider-Man 4. But Spider-Man 4 isn't going to have that much to do with Doom. Like, it's going to have to be involved with some sort of setup for Doomsday at the end of it. But for the most part, nope. So Fantastic Four's got to introduce Doom in some fashion. So it looks like that's going to happen. Whew. Whew. And I for one am pretty fucking happy about it. However, that's not the only thing that came out of that screening. My goodness. Y'all wouldn't have the same negative reaction. But, oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I might be. I didn't quite get through that comment, but I'm thinking deleting it was probably a good idea. Because if it was going where I think it was going, you were going to be dead ass fucking wrong. So, a little drama happened. I don't know if y'all are aware. A little drama happened. Also, with that screening that gave us that lovely post-credit. What happened? It has since been deleted because she's a little punk. But earlier today, My Time to Shine Hello tweeted out that at the Fantastic Four screening, at the end of the movie, according to her, a bunch of people got up and started shouting, "Mid! Mid!" Which obviously, as she stated, would, concern Feige and Jackman who were there. Now, things to keep in mind with this screen. One, it turns out that a fair chunk of that audience thought they were going to see Superman. And then Feige and Shackman come out, and it's fantastic. Or whoever the fuck. Anywho. So that's number one. People showed up thinking they were going to get to see a screening of Superman. They got to see Fantastic Four. Number two. Y'all wouldn't have the same negative reaction if white lead actor playing Sam Wilson in the film still bombed the box. Yes, I would, because the lead of Thunderbolt, one of the leads of Thunderbolts was Bucky. And that motherfucker bombed. Quantumania bombed. That was led by Paul Rudd. And I shit all over that movie left and right. Thor Love and Thunder was garbage. It didn't bomb, but that movie was garbage. Chris Hemsworth white as fuck. So you should have left that shit deleted, guys, because you're dead motherfucker. You've been around this channel long enough to know that that's an asinine thing to say about me or anyone here. We don't roll like that around here. Like, I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to time you out because you didn't say, like, hate speech shit. You should have left that deleted because that's, you couldn't be more wrong if you fucking tried. Anyway. So My Time tweets out that shit happened. And again, like, let's assume people were actually that disappointed at the point where they'd shout out me. Item number one, as I already explained, people thought they were going to see Superman, and then they got surprised with the Marvel movie. So that probably was an annoyance. And then number two, the Marvel movie they got was an assembly cut. And if you missed Josh's explanation, what an assembly cut is, it is like the movie itself, as in how it's going to go from beginning to end. Like all this, what the scenes they want are in there and all that shit. It's a complete movie in terms of story and all that shit, right? But the thing about an assembly cut is the VFX is only like 25-30% done. And one of the complaints that came out of that screening before this whole shouting of mid thing came out was that they didn't see a lot of reads or the things pop. Well, the VFX is only like 30% finished. And we're talking like moving bits of rock and a dude that stretches a lot. When the VFX is only 25 to 30% done, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of that action. Like, that's the more difficult shit to do than putting a force field around Sue or throwing flames on Johnny. Stretchy, manipulating the entire body like that, extending it, harder to do. A whole thing made of rock, keeping all that shit together, harder to do. You probably weren't going to get much of Reed or the Thing doing cool shit in a movie with only 30% of the VFX. Or a cut of the movie with only 30%. Like, it's just not going to fucking happen. So, annoyance number two. What you got is a crowd of people, a fair chunk of whom are expecting to see Superman, a finished Superman movie, and instead got an assembly cut of the Fantastic Four. I mean, I'd probably be slightly annoyed with that. Like, I wouldn't be super annoyed. I'd be slightly annoyed. So is it out of the realm of possibility that upset people who feel like they maybe got double screwed by A, not getting the movie they were expecting, and B, getting an unfinished version of the movie they got? We're probably, I can understand some people being like, fuck y'all, what is this bullshit? Okay? Now, there's another thing. My Time's the one that reported it. Now, My Time has about, when it comes to scoops, My Time runs right around 70% accuracy. So it's not like she's a fly-by-night scooper, right? She's been around a minute. She's not a small amount above 500. 7 out of 10. She's doing pretty okay. But if you paid attention to what she posts, she also she runs a pretty strong anti-Feige narrative in her Twitter feed. So any negative Marvel news she puts out, it's probably a good idea to wait for corroboration from other people. Now, later on, we appeared to have got it. Rickman quote tweeted her with a where he says, "I heard the same thing," and like some kind of gif or whatever, right? So he came out and he backed her. And I think one other much lesser known scooper did it. Anywho, I got into some comments and I said what I basically said to you here. It's like they got a movie they didn't expect and the one they got was unfinished. Yeah, people are going to be upset. Well, turns out My Time's post was definitely more of the anti-Feige agenda than it was an accurate report of what happened to that screening, because the real shit came out. So this post happened. I'm not sure where. And we got the real story from someone who was there. It says, "Hi, everyone. I'm the guy who saw the F4 test screening and responsible for some subsequent reactions. No plot leaks. I had nothing to do with those. I've seen a lot of reporting on anecdotes and facts that I recognize my own. I wanted to debunk some misinterpretations I've heard. 1. No one screamed mid in the audience. There was a guy next to me sighing and flapping his hands around. When the movie was over, I asked him his opinion, and he said it was mid. I told this story on Discord right after I left. Now, I have no idea who this person is, but evidently they're popular enough to have an active Discord. Anyway, certain insiders have blown this story out of proportion, saying that some lunatic screamed mid in the theater. This is 100% untrue. 2. Although the people next to me may not have liked it, there was an employee asking around random people for their reaction. I heard a lot of excellence, the highest rating on the survey." This one has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It just says the film is fast-paced but not a mess. I have absolutely no idea, Jay. He's been reprimanded. So, turns out My Time was engaging in more of an anti-Feige agenda than she was in being interested in what actually fucking happened. And as per usual with some of these scoopers, taking the information they have and spinning it to fit their what the narrative they want rather than the narrative. And Daniel, after supporting My Time, he issued his own little mea culpa. He says, hey, so quick clarification. It was just one guy who shouted it. I shouldn't have posted it. I don't condone that behavior or want to spread negativity. I let my feelings take over lately. Yeah, we know. But I'll aim to be more positive moving forward. Apologies if I upset anyone. Blah, 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 blah. And then, yada, yada, yada. So, oh yeah, this was the other one. This person. And Daniel reposted him. I know this sounds like a shit post, but I've heard this from different people before it's said publicly. And seeing where this is, this post is unavailable. That's this one. This is my time to shine. Hello. This is how she's handling it. You know how my time's handling this situation? By deleting the post and going radio fucking silent. At least Rickman has enough integrity to be like, yeah, I done fucked that one. This bitch is just like, never mind, and just gone silent. Laying back in the cut. You know what? I mean, obviously I follow her. I saw this post and I was like, yeah, whatever. Only reason I'm going to her page is I just want to see the last time. What time her last post was. Here you are. 4 hours ago, about some dude she thinks should have been king. And then asking some lame-ass questions. That's it. But yeah. Not a fucking peep about the screening. And she deleted that post. So, but yeah, that was an interesting thing. That started all kinds of shit. It was funny as Josh bought it. Like, I was in the spot where I was like, I wouldn't flat out be like, nah, she's full of shit. But I was like, let's just say I take all of her negative Marvel reports with a grain of salt until someone else corroborates. When after RPK corroborated, I was like, well, fuck, that's lame. But, as I explained earlier, there's plenty of fucking reasons why people would be upset at that thing. So, two main ones. Expecting it to be Superman, assembly cut with mostly unfinished VFX. Yeah, that'll annoy people. So if it had happened the way my time said, then okay, fine. But if it's pretty significant extenuating circumstances. But as it turned out, it didn't even fucking happen. So, now some people might look at that and be like, did I see the R? What? Oh. Anyway, so Oh yeah. There, you know how some people like to say that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Um, they would be happy that things went the way they did today because people were talking about the movie. Now, I think when you're running a certain level of success, then maybe you can say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Marvel is not currently at that level. You can have bad publicity, and it can affect you. So, I'm glad people with larger followings, aka Daniel R. Rickman, actually came out and issued a mea culpa. My time sucks, and she has not. So, did you see the report that the final cut of Superman is being handed? Yes, I actually did see that. That comes from Gunn. So yeah, I don't know if you should believe that or not, but yeah, no, that probably is true. I mean, the movie's coming out in 6 weeks. One would hope. I mean, if it was Marvel, then that would actually, I would honestly think that that'd be bullshit because there's no way Marvel's done with anything, and we're still looking at like just under 2 months till Fantastic Four, and there's no way in fuck Marvel has the final cut of any of its movies ready 2 months before it fucking comes out. So if that had been about if that had been about Fantastic Four, I'd have been like, bullshit. That's not true. I can believe it of Guns. Say what you want about him. When it comes to making a movie, he runs a tighter ship than Marvel does. So that I actually buy. That one I believe. Excuse me. So yeah, that was that's the F4 news. We got a post credit leak, and then we had all kinds of fun drama, which may potentially, don't know the odds, don't know percentages, but the potential is there that this movie actually did get damaged today, unfairly as it turns out. So while I'm not like trying to be a nerd gossip channel, um, I talk about it because there's potential for it to impact the performance of the movie. And the performance of the movie is important to us as nerds. Thus, we engage in a little gossip. So that's what I got for you tonight, chat. I'm going to go grab another pop. Oh, shit, I never turned the music down in the first place. I hope it wasn't too distracting. Good God. Well, it must not have been. No one said anything. Hopefully it's not too distracting for you on the replay. My bad if you made it through it and you made it this far. Sorry. But yeah, so I'm going to go grab another beverage. And you guys, if there's anything else you want to talk about, throw it in the chat and we'll get after it when I get back. We can we can go down a rabbit hole or whatever when I get back. But I need a beverage. My throat be dry. I'll be back Lou, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Shit, I'm gonna turn it. Yeah, I remember turning on the music. Griff, are you just coming back or something? How you doing, Lou? Ugh. What are your thoughts on the King of the Hill new season coming? I've watched a couple episodes here and there, but I'll check out the new season. I mean, I like Mike Judge. I never really watched that show. I mean, Hank Hill is basically I don't know what the fuck is his name, was it Mr. Wilson? I don't know. But yeah, Hank Hill's basically the one guy from Beavis and Butthead. So, but yeah, I think it's cool that they're bringing it back. I guess the son's supposed to be growing up. I saw a picture. He doesn't look that different. What's his name? Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. Or they're bringing Boom. All right. But yeah, I never really watched the show, but it's cool. I mean, it was popular. I'm sure there's a fair chunk of people who are going to be like, yeah, Hank Hill is back. So, I mean, I'm not like, woo, because I never really watched it, but it is cool. I mean, in general, I am a fan of animation. So, when animation does well, I'm a happy guy. Whether I watch the project itself or not. Yeah. Oh, Lou, you just got here. Anything on your mind? I've actually completed my news. We're in the chit chat phase, but you know, I'm oddly not super tired. I can hang and talk about whatever for a few. Or obviously, it's open to everyone in chat. Anything you want to bring up, totally cool. But you know, Lou just got here. Here, make him welcome. Be like Griff. Anything on your mind, chat? Hmm. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call it then, y'all. I think we will call it a stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you, and thank you for being here, for hanging out, whether you were here live or on the replay. And if you're here live, whether you were active in the chat or lurking, you are appreciated. You are welcome. You're still welcome, Kevin. Just, you know, don't say stupid shit. But yeah, you guys are the dopest. I think we had a pretty good stream. But it's because of you guys. You're the bomb. Time is precious, and you choose to spend it here. So thank you very, very much. I love y'all. We'll be back at it Wednesday night at 9 p.m. We'll see what happens between now and then we'll fucking talk about it. So, y'all are the bestest. I love you. And we'll see you Wednesday. Bye-bye. That button. God. the stuff that can happen in the nerdy world. Misreporting, leaks, revelations of budgets. It's crazy, but it's fun. David B. Bye. It's goofy what happens in the nerdy world, especially because Hollywood's involved. But it's fun to talk about. It's fun to speculate on when speculation is warranted. It's fun to comment on. I just enjoy this shit. And you know what really makes it enjoyable? You guys. You guys make it truly fun. So, thank you for making it fun. Thank you for being here at all. You guys are the bestest. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you have a good start to your week. And I hope you come back Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will have our midweek stream. But until then, remember this. Wherever you're at, and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Much love, y'all. Bye.